Is bat down makes it worth that much more money? Great finds today. I got a ton of sports cards in. I have football, I have basketball, I have baseball. I have some older cards, some giant cards. These are tops. They are mainly Boston Red Sox. I have some older cards. It's fun to just look at cards. If you like sports, it's fun to look at the cards. Now, what you want to look for, of course, is rookie cards. This is Jerome Bettis. That's when he played for Notre Dame out of Detroit, Michigan. He was a Mackenzie Stag. He went to high school there. He was drafted by the Rams. He made the Super Bowl, and he's most famous for being a Pittsburgh Steeler, of course. Greatest running back that ever lived. If you don't agree with me, you're wrong. There's Phil Simms. Yes, he played football. If you're not that old, you probably think he's just an announcer, but he played for the Giants. He did all right there. Now, they came out with so many different cards. Topps was the only one that came out with cards for a long time. And then when cards started to be worth money, people started making them. There's all kinds. I don't even borrow gold, all kinds of different things. That's the #1 draft pick. That's Troy Aikman, also an announcer, drafted by the Cowboys. Now, if you think you have a card that's worth money, what you should do is get it graded. Take it to a reputable grading company. And the difference in grading is enormous. A 10 versus a 9 versus a 5. You really have to figure out if it's worth it to get it graded. Now, there's all these different picks here. So this may have a chance. And it's fun just to look at the old uniforms. Looks like a creamsicle. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are in the Super Bowl, the first team to play a Super Bowl in their home stadium. There's also teams that no longer exist, like the Houston Oilers. You can see there the Seahawks, a little bit different uniforms. Now these are some football cards. There's a lot of stars in here. That's Ohio State. Of course, Dan Marino. The great Jerry Rice. Kerry Collins went to Penn State. These are cards that people, these are just to collect and to have fun with. Now you got the rookie cards. No one's ever, I'm not sure who Dan McGuire is, but I don't think he is longer playing. There's Barry, of course, Reggie White, Emmitt Smith. Those two guys had a great career at the same time. We do get into some baseball cards, whoever collected these. You can see Frank Thomas, he played baseball. He didn't just do GNC commercials.
You're a trout bottom. And trust me.
There's Lenny Dykstra, they called him Nails. We have all kinds of, there's Cal Ripken Jr., of course, the Iron Man. That's a cool action shot. And they just did so many different things with cards that it's, if you like to collect them, collect them. Now, the market has increased on cards, but mainly basketball cards. And some of the newer cards are going for a lot of money. It's amazing to me. It's cool. I'm not sure any of these cards are worth any money, but I like the action shots, the, star power. There's Cal Ripken, Martinez. We get into some basketball cards. See here, Charlotte Hornets. The Bullets are no longer called the Bullets. Those are the Washington Wizards. That's Rex Chapman out of Duke. Kings are still around. That's Michael Jordan reading. This is a stay in school card. Everyone needs an education. You can see Bullseye. He's got the one of his 6 championships. That's a stay in school card. I don't think that's worth a lot of them. Mutombo, one of the most intimidating basketball players. The Mailman, Utah Jazz, Hawks. Oh, we got more Rex Chapman. We even have, oh, there's a cool picture. We even have a Jeff Gordon card. I don't know what NASCAR cards are worth, but that's Jeff Gordon. He's kind of got a little mullet there. If you've never seen his Pepsi commercial, you should see it.
It was all just fun. Look, I'm Jeff Gordon.
It is awesome. There's not a lot of call for, there's one of the most famous ones here. They're just interesting cards. They're interesting to look at. You can't get a lot of action cards with NASCAR because they're always in the car. So you get these. Richard Petty, the King. Got different guys here, all the sponsors. I'm not sure what's happening there. Of course, Jeff Gordon again. He's cool. There's he obviously won. And he won as well. There they are. You get to wear the hats. Good old Bill Elliott. Remember him? They put the restrictor plate. As soon as they did, he used to win all the races till they put the restrictor plate in, and then no more. Sorry. We're trying to even the field, even though you are insane. All right, so those cards there. Now, I got these baseball cards. Baseball, I love baseball. America's pastime. These cards are huge, and they seem to all be Boston Red Sox. There's Frank Tanana. He was a fireballer. He's also from Detroit. He went to Catholic Central High School. This is a Topps card. He ended his career in Detroit. He started out with the Angels. He did play with the Red Sox, and he had some gorgeous locks. Dave Stapleton. He probably would have been better if he played first base in '86. Oh, Bob Stanley, speaking of '86, that's the guy who gave up the little dribbler down first, gets by Buckner.
And the pitch by Stanley, and a ground ball, trickling, it is a fair ball, gets by Buckner.
It's great to see that. Jim Rice, a legend in Boston. Tony Perez, I didn't even know he played for the Red Sox. He's part of the Big Red Machine in Cincinnati, but it looks like he also played for them. Carney Lansford, of course, great name. Carney, not a lot of baseball players named Carney. Carlton Fisk, one of the legends, spent half his career with the Red Sox, then the White Sox. Sox. He's a great player. Dwight Evans, another legend in Boston. Now, this is a Hall of Famer. This is Dennis Eckersley. He's most famous for being a relief pitcher, of course. You can see he's just listed as a pitcher here. He gave up the Kirk Gibson home run, but that's Dennis in his younger years. I think he let his hair grow until he gave up that home run.
That the most valuable player for the Dodgers was Tink.
And of course, Carl Yastrzemski, one of the legends in Boston. Now, I did get some old cards, which are kind of fun and kind of cool to look at. Doc Ellis, he's what? Some of these players I've never heard of, but everyone had a card. These cards aren't in great shape. They're all rounded off. But you can get more money for older cards, especially for cards like maybe someone you haven't heard of that they want to fill out their collection. Dave Concepcion, he was part of the Big Red Machine as well. Oscar Gamble. Oscar Gamble also played for the Yankees, and he had the giant hair sticking out. That was a great card that he had in the 70s. The Padres. There's some rookies, someone you haven't heard of. But this is Lou Pinella. Lou Pinella, he's probably more well-known right now for being a manager. He's quite the character. Different guys. Dean Chance. Dean Chance played for the Mets. He won the Cy Young Award, and he actually lived not too far from right here in Worcester, Ohio. He went to Northwestern High School. He did win the Cy Young Award. He was friends with Denny McLain, who was the last guy to win 30 games. Now, Dean is no longer with us, unfortunately, but he was quite the character as well. Now, RBI leaders, it looks like someone cut this out here. This is part of the Big Red Machine. There's Johnny Bench, Tony Perez, and a mystery guy. This is a cool shot. Joe Pepitone, awesome name, played for the Cubs. Bill Lee, he had a good career. This is 1993 Cleveland Indians in their 54 uniforms, because they haven't won in a long time. Oh, they're no longer going to be called the Indians, so we'll find out what that is. Bob Lemon, there's a manager. McRae, playing in the major leagues. Got the Dodgers. Manny Mota, played for like 600 years. Don Gullett played for the Reds. And there we go. There's these little rookie cards. These signatures. These aren't real signatures, but these cards, they're not really in that good a condition. This is actually, a kid who probably collected them, got this thing out. You've got the Angels, Yankees, of course, Red Sox rookie stars. Never heard of them, unfortunately. These are just cool cards. I like the action ones better than the other ones. Milt May. If you've never seen Milt May bat, he held the bat way over his head. I would suggest you Google that just to see Milt May bat. And that's his rookie card. Richie Reese, which sounds like a great baseball name. Steve Garvey. He's a great player for the Dodgers. He ended up playing first base. He has him at third base here. I don't know. I don't think that's his rookie card, but we can't tell because they did this. It looks a World Series game. These were just fun to look at. This is when they made cards for the fans, for the kids, so they could collect them and, you know, their favorite guys. Joe Torre. Yes, Joe Torre was not just a Yankee manager, and he signed to Joseph Torre, which I think is interesting. But that is Joe Torre, the legendary Yankee manager. Expos. Look at that. We got a customer that comes in and always wears an Expos hat. The Expos are no longer around. They are now not the Washington Senators, the Washington Nationals, but those are the Expos. These were a lot of great players came through Montreal. And Red Sox, a checklist you would get. This card is just destroyed. See some of these cards. I mean, this guy's actually signing an autograph. Fritz. It's hard to find a guy named Fritz in the major leagues. Milt Pappas. Wilbur Wood. Don Kessinger played a lot of years with the Cubs. He's well known if you live in Chicago or a Chicago fan. Just some guys, they would just, hey, pose, we'll take your picture. Harmon Killebrew, he is a Hall of Famer. He played for the Twins his whole career. My gosh, he looks old there. That's an older card. Paul, let's see. And then you have checklist cards. There's an Expo, which must have been cold. Mike Torres. It's just cool. These are just fun to look at. They are fun to look at. You can see the different. This card is like a double stamp there. You would think that's worth money, like coins, but it's not. They want them perfect condition. The Giants. Let's see, we got Lou Aparicio, another Hall of Famer. Roger Nelson. Dave Cash, cool name. I don't remember him. There's Tony Perez. He was part of the Big Red Machine. We saw him in the big card there. And then you've got your rookie stars here for the Cubs. But this is when the Cubs were the Cubs. And I think they're the Cubs now. Bill Freehan. He caught the last out of the 1968 World Series. There's Bill Freehan. He also played at the University of Michigan. You got Braves, Padres. Never won a World Series. Just some interesting cards. They're just fun to look at. See these guys. Marty Martinez, the Pirates. There's a couple Indians. Rookie stars. There they are. Rookie stars. Almost looks like a Cubs. Like he borrowed a Cubs hat. Ted Ford. No one I really heard of. There's no Mickey Mantles in here that I found so far. Bobby Mercer. Now, Bobby Mercer was supposed to be the next Mickey Mantle. He is still famous here. American League, Bobby Brooks. Oh, those are the rookie stars. Frank Robinson, also Hall of Famer. There's two of him there, but these cards are pretty messed up. Jim Rowland. Just cool cards. Most of these are postcards. I personally use Sparky Lyle. Here's on the Red Sox. He's more known for being a Yankee. These are just interesting cards. I haven't seen any. Glasses. It's hard to find players with glasses these days. Sparky Anderson, the leader of the Big Red Machine. He also won a World Series with the Tigers in '84. There's Sparky. He did play. He only played 1 year. But Sparky was a legend. Frank Baker. Sonny Silbert. Joe Negro. He played for like 100 years. Joe Negro. And of course his brother Phil, who was a knuckleballer, may have got caught cheating. I wasn't there. I don't know. Dick Williams, there's a manager. He was a manager for like 100 years as well. Matty Alou. Just some of the names that I remember, because these are before my time, but some of them played a little bit later. That's the same rookie card. And then we're getting into some basketball cards. You know, Lee May was around for a long time. No idea how to pronounce that. I think I'd like to buy a vowel on that one. The Brewers. You can see the old Brew Crew. And then we're getting into some basketball cards. Basketball cards have actually they have come back a little bit, especially you can find like a rookie card. Some of the cards right now are going for ridiculous amounts of money. There's Round field. There's Cleveland. James Edwards. He won championships with the Pistons. Johnson. That guy's a beard, which is awesome. I'm not sure if any of these cards, anyone we're going to know. Oh, and here's some older cards. Billy Cunningham for the Cougars. The Cougars? Look at these are great cards. Because here's with the Cougars. There's Lenny Wilkins. Lenny Wilkins is a Hall of Famer, but of course he was known as a coach to anyone who's under 50. He played for the Supersonics. Look at Lenny. He hasn't aged a bit. Don Nelson. So these cards are older. These for like 1972. I don't know. Billy Cunningham Jr. Oh, I'm not even to these cards. NBA, yeah, these are 71, 72. The Lakers, of course, come back. There's Jerry West, who is still involved with them. Cavaliers, that's Chicago. There's this new team. Jerry West, Hall of Famer, great card. Willis Reed, Hall of Famer. These are a lot of Hall of Famers here in these particular cards. This is the same year that the card came out with Julius Erving, who he played for the Squires. Yes, the Virginia Squires. Austin Carr, he was pretty well known. Not sure on these guys. The Warriors, Rick Barry. He had some sons that played as well. These are just some really cool cards. Now, if you want to get into some real legends here, look at those three guys. Three of the greatest rebounders probably ever. Will, of course, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wes Unsaid. Let's see what else we got here. Scoring averages. Havlicek. Nate, his nickname was Tiny Archibald. They have him on the Cincinnati Royals, which are no longer a team. But he ended up playing with Havlicek on the Boston Celtics. His nickname was Tiny. His nickname was not Tiny. That's Kareem, one of the most intimidating players to ever step on a court. Warriors, this is when they didn't win championships. There's another Don Nelson. Artis Gilmore. Just cool cards. Even if they're not worth money, they're fun to look at. And I did get a stack of newer cards, because some of the newer cards are actually worth money. Now, Roy Acuna Jr., this person looks like they have, rated rookie. So you can get all kinds of cards from all different companies. That's the same company. Now, this one, I'm going to set aside because this one's interesting. So now, you used to get one card. You get a Topps card, and that was it. There's all the same player, but this particular card, for some reason, this particular card with the bat down is worth a lot more money. Now, it may be worth to get this card graded. You can see that there is, on the corners, it's not going to grade a 10 just because it's not a 10. It's hard to get a 10, as every guy knows. So this is, but because of this particular, just this bat down, this must be a rare card. And this card goes for, now it does matter how it is graded and everything else. So, sports cards. Yes, they're fun to look at, especially if you're a sports fan. I did not know they had giant cards, which I think are cool. Basketball, football, even if they're not worth money, they're worth looking at. They're fun to look at it. They may be worth some money. Take the time, get them graded, and if they're not worth money, just enjoy them, because that's what it's all about. These are historic. These are your childhood. These are cool. And I'd like to thank you for watching. This is Great Finds. Appreciate it. Please, if you would, like, subscribe, go down the checklist, and watch the videos. We've hit over 800 subscribers. I do appreciate that. And if you had all these cards, you probably would have some money. Thanks.